right, I have seen the third episode of the Book of Boba Fett, and apologies in advance. I'm still recovering from illness, but I think I'm on the mend, feeling a little bit better than last time. Anyway, so watched it, even though I've already concluded that it's sabotaged itself without dealing with the most important part of a Boba Fett show, is Boba Fett's motivation. Had you left him as the character he always was, it would have been simple. He's going to be weaving in and out of this criminal world and all that sort of stuff, which would have been fine. But that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to make him a good guy. And he kind of was a good guy. He was helping Din Djarin and the Mandalorian and all that. And I said, wow, why is he so different? I kept waiting for him to betray him or something like that. But no, he was being decent and everything. So, okay, he's turned over a new leaf. How'd that happen? So, okay, babe, that's the story we're going to get. No, we didn't. Obviously, it's all right there and staring them in the face, and something changed. Something happened. I don't know what. Some are suggesting that Gina Carano was supposed to be a part of the story, and that messed them up when they lost her and all that. And they just couldn't figure something out to do instead. I don't know. But basically, the opportunity for his motivation was, it appeared to be this relationship he was developing with this Tusken Raider child. And that something terrible would happen to the child. And this would turn him to, I'm going to take it to this criminal world and that sort of thing. But instead, and they're still going with that. And the third episode reveals this. Spoiler, the entire tribe has been wiped out. They're all dead. And it's actually because Boba Fett was, pushing them to take back their territory and demand tribute, and they took down that train in the previous episode and all this stuff, and now they're all dead. Now a couple of them may have survived, maybe the mysterious woman and all that. Perhaps they'll show up again, I don't know. But the bulk of the tribe, they're gone. They're all dead, and he comes back after trying to set up the deal for them, and it's like, oh well, that's over with. And then the rest of it deals with the present day of his criminal trials and all that. But they just completely bungled this because, of course, in the second episode, he has this opportunity to get away. They give him a rifle and all that, and he goes in and takes on the Hells Angels, beats them up, and takes the bikes and brings them back to the tribe for them to do the heist. When in reality, Boba Fett just would have taken that chance to leave. He probably still would have stolen their bikes and all that, but he would have gotten back to his ship. And he's back in business after that. There's just nothing believable that he would take this interest in that tribe. They didn't set up anything. The poor kid, that could have been, it's very similar to Mandalorian and all that. He sees himself in the kid and what he went through. And all of that, that's all fine. It's repetitive, of course, but you're basically doing the same story over again, and that's the corner you painted yourself into. Or you could have gone dark. You could have done this crime story in space and underworld and all that, and it would have been surrounded around Boba Fett and taken him to different places, not just Tatooine and all that. And it could have had flashbacks to him working for Darth Vader and stuff. That would have been cool. But they just did this very watered-down Mandalorian series, apparently. So this one, so they deal with that. The tribe is dead, and it's showing you who the real villains are. Is this... what do they call them? The Pikes, I think. They're the ones that their gangs are smearing those symbols on doors, which apparently translated to KK. So that's a joke on Kathleen Kennedy that she sabotaged Star Wars and all that. And it's okay, maybe so. I don't know. But the problem is this show just isn't that great anyway. So... another guy comes to complain to him about he produces water, and this cybernetic gang is stealing the water from him. So he goes to confront this gang, and it's terrible. It's like they were designed by the CW prop department. You're Star Wars, and they're nothing impressive about them. They're this sort of teenage gang, and badass girl pulls a knife on Boba Fett. Wow. Oh no. So Boba Fett decides that the water guy's charging them too much, and he tells the gang that you're going to work for me now. Which, granted, he does need a gang. I mean, he only has his gal pal, his muscle woman, and 2 green pigs. That's not enough for him to take on the criminal element of Tatooine, you know. Really, he would have been wiped out a long time ago. The black Wookiee shows up again, which is pretty cool. And he attacks Boba Fett, but it's just that he had no chance of battling the Boba Fett. I mean, he rips him out of his back to tank. He's in his underwear, and he can't get to his weapons, and he except for his sand people stick that he stabs him with, but that's not going to do much. Then the cyborg guys show up, and of course they fight with, and they're pretty useless. Then he takes on the green pigs. He has a particular interest in them. I don't know, because they taste like pork or something. And he ends up getting trapped in the pit. And so there you go. So he's working for the Hutt. So the Hutts sent him over, and they show up at the front door like an hour later. Said, yeah, that was us, and we're sorry about that. But we're not the real problem. It's the Pikes that are the problem, and the mayor's in cahoots with them. To make amends, we're going to give you a new Rancor with Danny Trejo to train it. So it's ridiculous. And they were just there to be seen, and then and then they said we're headed back to Hutta to go make our business there. Tatooine's a piece of crap anyway. It says, well, why are you even here? It's just, unless they're full of it and they're going to be a part of it later, I guess. But it's how stupid this show is. I don't know. Then to make the cyber teens even worse, the mayor's henchman or whatever is on the run. Boba Fett's trying to catch him, and he sicks the gang on them. So they all hop on these, this little motorcycle speeders, but they're all these brand new looking craft. They're brightly colored. One's red, one's blue, one's yellow, one's, I don't know, purple or something. It's just so standing out stupid. If it's part of this junk world of Tatooine, it seems like it would be these filthy old, drab vehicles. But no, they're flashy and stuff. And I mean, if they had those, but they can't afford water, unless, of course, Boba Fett bought that for them. So anyway, they have a chase scene, and it's not that great. But of course, Badass Girl ends up getting the guy. And he just fesses up and tells Boba Fett where the mayor is. And the mayor is working for the Pikes, and they're the ones who ultimately probably they killed the Sand People and all that. So that's who his real enemy is. The end. So yeah, they better have that CGI Han Solo cameo that people will tune in for. But that's about it. This show is just it's just stumbling upon itself. It's terrible. And primarily just you had the setup for his motivation, but you decided to scrap it. Why? I don't know. Say, well, it's too repetitive. Yeah, well, it's too late. You set it up. You got to follow through. At least that would give it some credibility. But no, this shouldn't have even done it. It's terrible. I just don't understand it. And really, a cool scene and a cool Easter egg here and there is just not enough, even with the Han Solo appearance. But I don't know. What are they going to do? They got to have it. Han Solo shows up and screws everything up for Boba, and it doesn't believe that Boba's turned and all that stuff. And in the end, he'll realize he was wrong, and Leia dumps him, and that's how he ends up being just a stupid smuggler again, and screws up his whole life and is just a loser by the time Force Awakens comes. Boba Fett was the hero all along. Yeah, I don't know, but it's just sad, and It's unfortunate and unnecessary. Something happened. I don't know if it's the Gina Carano thing, and that was supposed to spin off and set up more of the shows for the Rangers and all that. But maybe, I mean, it's just as good an explanation as any, because this is so stupid as to be bizarre, you know. So anyway, there you go. 3rd episode of Boba Fett. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.